I'm coming to you today with till season just a few days away. So what I am doing is I am taking my Sun Dolphin Journey 10SS and I'm actually going to build a PVC blind on this kayak, and I'm going to take you guys step by step on how I did this. Now for the sake of time, I'm not going to run through my entire materials list. Just check the description down below and that will be included in that. So how I am planning on securing my PVC frame to my kayak is by using these deck loops. And they're 3/4 inch deck loops. And then I'm going to put 3 along each side, and that will be what I'm going to be securing. I'm just going to take zip ties, run them through the loops, and put that frame on. I put one right here, got one here, 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 and then the same on the other side. So let's get on to building the frame. So guys, basically what I have done in building the first part of this frame is I'm focusing on both the bow and the stern pieces. And what I have done is I have taken and cut 2 16-inch lengths of this 3/4 inch PVC pipe. And I'm just inserting them in this T. And essentially what I'm going to do is it's going to be the back part of the frame, the front part of the frame, and then I'm going to have this other part that wraps around. And so anyways, I've gone ahead and I've done that, and then what you can do is you attach a 90, because that 90 is going to run down this runner piece here. And go. So what I'm going to do to help fit this next piece is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take one of my 10-foot lengths of pipe, and I'm going to insert it into this 90, and I'm going to hold this on the center line, and I'm going to kind of hold these by where they're going to be secured on my kayak. And once I'm going to eyeball up, because I know that I need another piece that's going to go back up this way. So I've got a T that I'm going to be using for that. So I'm just going to eyeball that piece up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it where my T will come up. So I've gone ahead, I've eyeballed it, and then I'm going to take a measurement and I'm going to cut to this length for both sides because I want this to be symmetrical. I've gone ahead and I cut my 2 28-inch pieces, and now I have put 2 T's on there. So what I recommend doing is going ahead and zip tying it in. Make sure you have this dead center, or it's going to be kind of off. And these pieces are going to have to bend a little bit. You could have gone just a little bit shorter and used a 45. I chose not to do that. So now that I know exactly where I want to stop my frame to kind of be my front of my cockpit area, it's going to be right about here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry fit this piece. A real quick mark right here. And then we'll get that measurement, and we'll do that on the exact same side so that we've got a symmetrical kayak. So I've got that and got this front part assembled. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my T's that are going to come for the start of my cockpit. I'm going to get this secured in, and then we will continue. So guys, now what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry fit a piece of pipe into this T that I have here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take and just wrap it around without using any kind of fittings. We're just going, because I want this thing to conform tight, and making those nice natural bends from the pipe is going to make it fit a lot better. And it's going to be about right there. Let's go ahead and mark, get a measurement on it, and we will cut the other one for the other side, the exact same size. There it is. Got the frame all done, and it all looks really good. Fits very seamless. So for this next part, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start on the upper part of the frame. So guys, I'm just going to go ahead and sit in this and kind of get a feel for the angle and everything. It's probably going to come up about, I'm going to say it's going to come up right there. At that angle. Mark that on this piece of dowel that I had lying around. I'm going to take that measurement and I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 pieces, and they're going to come up just like that. I've gone ahead and I've made these cuts. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to lap it about a 1/2 inch there on my mark, which is over here. Put that on my mark, and then I'm going to do about a 1/2 inch here to measure that. and then I've got my overall dimension. So basically what I have here is I have exactly 10.5 inches. Half of 10.5 is 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a mark right there at 5 1/4. Then I am actually going to go ahead and take my T, and I'm going to try, there's a good center line right there where they've molded these pieces together, and I'm just going to sit that on my center line of my 10.5. Remember, this is going to bridge the top there, and we know that it goes in about 1/2 inch, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark it here, and I'm going to mark it here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut 2 4 1/4 pieces, put this in there, and then I've got my overall length. And now, there I've got it, and make sure everything is set properly, and I'm going to take a measurement. What's going on, guys? This is day 2 of my build. I've got the entire frame constructed. Kind of did a little bit of thinking about this. I went ahead and did raise the front just a little bit to give me a little bit more room to kind of get my feet a little bit more maneuverability rather than just having it laying flat. So anyways, I lifted this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying everything out for the lid of the blind. So here we go. So I figure about that length, and this is a little bit of a trial process. So I may completely go back and try something different. I may shave it just a little bit and piece it. That's why I'm not gluing this stuff. We're doing all kind of dry fitting, and then we're going to go from there. So guys, what I've done is I've actually taken 2 of those pieces that I just had laid up here, and I have gone ahead and cut that, and just to kind of see. And now I'm going to try to fit it, and I can already kind of tell this angle is really not going to work that well. Scoot it up. And I'm going to actually have to probably shorten it just a little bit. But it's all kind of a guess and check game, so just trim it and get it to your liking, just basically to where it's going to lay up on your chest. So guys, I've gone ahead and I've gotten this. Basically, I just cut and checked it, essentially with that small of a piece, because if I went any wider with these 45s, it wasn't going to lay right. But anyways, basically, I just want it to where these 2 caps are going to sit flush on the top of the pipe, just like that. And essentially what it's going to do, it's going to be sitting back like this, but if I want to, I can just lay it up like that and have it where it'll probably stop right up against me, just like that. Anyways, what I'm going to do, this is my piece that I just glued up. It's going to kind of be my cover. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually going to take a screw, just a regular gold screw. I think it's like 1 1/4 inch, something like that. It's a regular decking screw. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put it into the end of this cap. But anyways, I'm going to put this in just like this, and I'll bring you in closer here for the rest of this. So guys, in laying all this out, my end is actually going to be at 8 inches. That's where basically going to stop. And I'm going to drill holes all up and down this line right here until I get to this 6 inch mark, and that's where my big hole is going to be. So basically it's going to be a big key hole right here, and then it's going to be a slot down this way. So then it's going to stop right there at 8 inches. So I don't want to drill all the way through this pipe. I'm just going to drill through one side of it. Okay, that's where my key is going to enter right there. And then I'm just going to try to do some smaller holes all the way up and down there. If you have a Dremel tool, you can actually work this out just a little bit better. I'm just going to kind of take all that roughness off of it, twist it this side, and just leave it in there, just like that. It's just going to sit up against me. Just as easy as that. As you can see, I got it in there. It's going to sit back up against me, and then it'll flip forward. So guys, the next step in this process is actually going to be getting everything ready for paint. Paint does not like to stick. PVC. One of the ways that I've found that works really well is just by going ahead, just running a real easy Oracle sander with some just, I think it's like 120 grit is all that it is. It's nothing real coarse. Just something just to kind of take just the edge off of it so some of the paint adheres. What's up, guys? We got my frame ready to go, painted black. Let's attach it to the kayak. So guys, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take and zip tie this to the frame just like we had done originally to go ahead and build it. Once again, we're just going to start from the back and go up, and I really like to cinch these things down. Sorry about the wobble on the camera there. And I've got this one centered. I'm just going to pick a side. Maybe that connection is going to be just a touch loose for a second. I've got to get it all bent back up and into its original proportion here. So now that I have everything perfectly secured on, blind is very tight on there. I may have a couple little spots to tighten up. And all these, what I'm going to take and I'm going to snip off all of these tag ends. So I have my blind secured onto my frame. I bought this piece of fabric, camo fabric. I believe it's Allen. It's a 12-foot by 56-inch sheet of fabric, and it's cut here, kind of the leafy cutouts. So now that I have it all secured, basically about where I want it, and evened out throughout the boat, so it's going to lay around the boat perfectly, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zip tie it to the frame in its place. Okay, so now my fabric is completely attached all the way around my boat, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to find the middle of my cockpit. I'm actually going to start my cut right here on up. Then I'm going to go ahead right about here, where it's basically just going to lay in there a couple inches. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut right there to that part of the flat in the frame. Do this on both sides, just so you go ahead and that'll flip up, and you bring it right back down, and it'll lay just like that. Okay, everything's good, everything's trimmed. It's completely secured on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of follow the water line in my kayak, and essentially I'm just going to kind of take a straight line and go ahead and cut all this excess fabric off. So guys, now that I have my camo fabric attached to my frame on my kayak, I am ready to go ahead and attach some natural grass, some natural brush. You use whatever you want to use your imagination, or what I'm actually going to do is, because the raffia grass that you buy in bulk, you buy in a 5-pound pack, is going to be way too much for this. I'm going to go ahead, and you can actually get it from Hobby Lobby, and my wife discovered this for me, thankfully. And anyways, you go and get it at Hobby Lobby, take some fabric dye and just dye it brown, green, tans, any kind of different colors, and then just spread them out, and you've got these nice spots to attach. And anyways, that's how it's going to go. That's how I'm going to finish it all out. Let me show you how it works real quick. I'm just going to get down like this. I'm going to have my gun sit across me here, and I'm hidden with all the grass on top. I'm good. That's how it works. That simple. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today of this kayak. And why don't you try build you one, leave me some comments, leave me a little bit of feedback, tell me how it works for you, and hopefully you kill many ducks under one of these. Good luck to you guys. Thanks for watching.